Shots fired inside the hallway of this apartment building where Northeastern students live, one of them recounting the chaotic scene from Saturday afternoon. Boston Police Commissioner Michael Cox says they got a call from someone saying 4 men with a gun were trying to harm him. That led police to this apartment building in the 200 block of Hemingway. He says the man was undergoing some type of mental health crisis. After talking with him for nearly 40 minutes, they asked him to come out into the hallway. That's when he opened the door, striking a clinician and an officer with some type of sword. Commissioner Cox says one or more officers fired a taser and their gun at the man. He later died at the hospital. One of the students says he knew the suspect a little. He was his neighbor. This was the last thing he expected.
We eventually heard gunshots, which was scary. It just shines a light on, the severity of mental health and, these acute mental health episodes that these people can be going through. I know that there's concerns around Northeastern, but I think that overall NUPD, Boston Police are doing a good job at keeping us safe.
Boston police say they responded to 2 stabbing incidents in this area in just a matter of days. Northeastern's police chief assures students there is no threat to the campus. The Suffolk County
Story of the day. As you'll recall, there's a lot of blue cities that did the whole defund police, and they thought that these criminals were just misunderstood. The illegal aliens, the black criminals, the Hispanic criminals, they're just misunderstood. We need mental health. So they had social workers go in and talk to these violent criminals. Well, one of those social workers in Boston, because they have a very woke, very stupid mayor, went out to talk to this criminal that had a sword. And this social worker used mental health and equity and compassion and empathy and got stabbed. And then the police had to shoot the criminal that was waving the sword. See, this is another example of idiot empathy or suicidal empathy. The problem is this is what they're teaching your children in schools under the guise of social emotional learning and restorative justice. So parents, this is why it's so important to reject inclusion and embrace exclusion and protect your kids, because this is the kind of stupidity they're teaching your kids in public schools.
So I added on an extra clip at the end.
I debunk everything he just said. This guy's an idiot.
Yeah, Shang Tsung got an agenda, because that's wild.
So I added on that extra clip. It was 2. The first one was the news report, and I add that clip on the end for some reaction. Right? Why you debunked what he was saying?
I understood why you added it. It went together good. I understand why this is considered a circle back video, because we had a lot of videos where you wonder if police should be KIA in some of these mentally health people. And here's a worker that was, I'm assuming, attempted to, so my thing is, why they can't shoot him with what's those tranquilizers? You remember them things? They have those?
Because they hit sue.
Huh?
That's the reason, because people sue, right? You got to remember.
So
right?
Dead man can't talk.
Exactly. Ooh. So you remember, once you hit people with non-lethals and certain stuff like that, if they get a medical bill,
well, that's something where the government have to protect you from.
Right.
That's almost like the resuscitation type thing, where giving somebody
Good Samaritans.
If they the Good Samaritan law or whatever it's called.
Right. So if it ain't like a or crime, now who pays the medical bill when you got a whole bunch of broken bones, or you tranquilizer doesn't go where it's supposed to, you get poisoned?
Right. So are we really trying to help this person, or are we trying to just eliminate the threat?
Yeah, I did try to
when
help
they
him.
go on these calls.
Out a sword and stab the lady.
I wonder what she said to him. Obviously, she's not a good shouldn't negotiators go out?
No.
Shouldn't it be like a negotiator?
They call a social worker. They did everything y'all call for. They call a social worker.
I didn't call for that.
Y'all was advocating for these people to come in and help.
I'm just saying somebody should be able to try to de-escalate the situation.
That's why they brought her out.
That didn't happen. We
it
don't
did
really know
happen, but sometimes you can't calm Blade down. And so he came out.
We don't know the situation. We don't know what
we know.
We're telling you, hold on, P. We're telling you they call a social worker.
Yeah, I understand.
But you can't say we don't know what happened.
Was it the right one? Obviously, it wasn't, because She got sliced up.
You know what it was? When they told him come outside, he took it as a threat and he responded accordingly.
Now, I understand where you're coming from. You're 100% right. But every case is a little different. She might have been able to help the guy that got shot on Blue Hills. You know what I'm saying? But this guy right here, he was already in Ginsu mode. He was like, nah.
No, it's the same thing that happened when they pulled up. Homeboy had knife in hand, and he was charging the cops.
I mean, for the record, they said they were talking to him for 48 minutes before it got to this point. They're trying to do the job. They tried. They tried.
I mean, that was just a high-head cop. I look at it like I think the cops had it. They had it.
Oh no! I'm talking about Blade over here that got pew.
Oh, well, the one thing about Blade over here is we don't have footage. So
you don't need footage.
Yeah, you do need footage. Footage changes everything because it kind of tells you, okay, if this dude look violent, like there's a tiger right there, I'm not gonna run up to him and be like, oh, I saw you in the cartoon Lion King, and you're not gonna bite me. You're gonna just look at me and be like, oh, you're so friendly. No, you gotta read the room. Obviously, she didn't read the room.
I can give you more context.
She didn't read the room. But it kind of like when they opened fire, like how everything went down, like, you know, you gotta take it in context. Now, I totally understand with the whole video. They're right. I mean, in this situation, it didn't work. More people got hurt than when they started.
Yeah, the lady and the cop got hurt.
Who made that decision? Is that a decision that is written in law for Boston, or was that something that somebody said, "Hey, let's try and bring him his"? Was that his social worker?
No, they just called. So that's what Boston is doing. They're bringing in these social workers to help.
Come on, man, we got his social worker. Get his mama up there. You start with his mama. If he gonna ginsu his mama, he don't need to be here. Take him out. Take him out. Bring his mama up there. Go in there, get your boy. If your boy ain't gonna come up, we're gonna cut. We gonna ginsu you. That's what we should be doing.
P, you run into a next issue. What
issue?
All right, let me explain to you. There's videos where when they do have family member around, the family member mess up the scene. So I was watching several videos where son, daughter,
what they tampering
or whatever. Exactly. So I was watching several videos where, like, let me give one with the bank. Wife, husband in the bank. The bank don't want to give him the money. Wife starts going crazy, ballistic. The husband is there. They call the cops. The cop shows up. The lady is screaming to the top of her lungs at the cop. The husband is now protecting his wife. While the cop is trying to calm her down, she is still emboldened because the husband is protecting her and she's cursing out the cop. So it got to the level where it's so irate that he had to now detain her. Now, the husband is in between her acting irrational and her husband that's trying to protect her. So now you have a big altercation here because he's trying to get to the lady and he's not violent towards the cop, but he's still blocking the cop from getting to his wife.
Yeah.
So two things occur. Is either he detained two of them or he takes her down hard. Which one do you want in this situation?
Well, that's a domestic situation. Those are
it can't be domestic when it's in a bank.
Always, huh?
It can't be domestic when it's in a bank.
When it's in a bank.
Yeah, this is happening inside of a bank. It can't be domestic. So that's the issue that
right. But they're still together.
Right.
So one's gonna attack you. So if I was the cop, I'll go after the guy.
Right, but the lady's still acting irate.
Yeah, but if I go after the woman and the dude attack me from behind, I'm done.
Right, and that's the situation you can't that arise with family. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the problem that arise with family. So now when cops go out, the most dangerous things I would say, or something that I've seen, I can't say with certainty, is family members on the scene. Because regardless of what you do, if you do it good or bad, they're still going to have pushback to how you deal with the case. So I was looking at the next one where a man arrested a mother and his daughter and the son were there, and the kid was little, and they didn't want to arrest the kids, but the kids in them they seen their mother on the ground, so they were like trying to get at the cop, and the cop was like, hey, back up, I don't want to arrest you. But they were out of control.
Yo, that's life.
Right.
Sometimes you get dealt the short stick, and you got to deal with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's the problem that do arise. If you bring in a parent, the parent got to be able to check their emotions and bring out the child safely. Not most parents is going to be able to do that effectively. Not most.
Not most, but when we in life for this situation, if mama can't talk him down, let's take him out.
But what if they now? So you see how he came out with the sword. Now you just seen your son get annihilated by cops, and you on the scene.
So let me ask you this:
well, she gonna go ballistic.
If the son cut up his mama, he'll be happy that the cop.
No, he ain't gonna do that. He I can't say.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Mama should be able to talk him down.
I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but I can't say.
You know what I'm saying? If he ginsu mama, then it was justified. Like, let's turn the page.
I hear you. But
because
I can't say, man.
Mental health is mental health.
Different.
We don't exactly. So, I mean, allegedly, of course, you know, y'all don't take me serious. I'm just here to talk about some of these situations going on. But it's just crazy to me that every mental health call ends with a death. Just saying. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, I mean, look, mental health is unpredictable. You got people coming at you with swords. You got people walking you down with knives after being told to put it down multiple times, with your sister screaming and hollering for you to stop in the background. So I do applaud the Boston staff for talking to this man as long as they did before it came to the head that it came to. It is extremely difficult in dealing with mental health. And I wish they had them same bean bags that they was launching that old girl from last week when she took the police cruiser. But it all comes down to training and policy.
Yeah. Yo, for real. That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious.
What I was going to go into was, we rest that one, right? But this one is a good reason why I think it's going to change how the landscape for bringing social worker to the scene. Trust me, because she wasn't expecting that to happen. And
well, here's my thing, right? Shouldn't the police have somebody that work on the staff that's trained for something like this, that's in law enforcement, than bringing in what you could probably looks like a civilian into a situation like this? Because this is almost like a hostage negotiator, right? If you kind of think about it, it's somebody who goes in to talk them down, get them out without violence, you know, about diplomacy. And they should have people trained on the staff for stuff like this. You know, you bring in basically a civilian into a harmful situation, and they're not trained for it. She's there only for the mental health part, but she's not trained to defend herself in any way. And I think it's something that they should build on. You know, yeah, she got hurt, but maybe they should have people on the staff that's trained for situations like this, because there's clearly a lot of mental health issues out there. So
I am not going to deny that mental health doesn't exist. I do know that a lot of people out there do have mental health disorder. But do you think they're labeling a lot of these to justify some of these situations? We're not saying in this case, I'm just talking about overall. Like, are they just labeling people with mental disorder to, I don't know the reason why, so that's why I can't say it. But
hey, I am not a doctor, so, but however, when you see some people do some shit, you're gonna be like, something wrong with him. He ain't wrapped too tight. You could tell something wrong with him.